In our church, there are two altar candles, candles which sit on the altar table. They represent the light of Jesus Christ in our world today. Recently during worship, one of those candles was out. So the altar candles were half lit, half as bright. Now during the holiday season, a lot of people will celebrate with eggnog and other exciting holiday drinks. Many of them may become half lit. Now that's a whole different matter. But back to our church's altar candle being half lit. As I sat in worship and looked at the altar table and the altar candles, for some reason I found myself focusing on that one candle that was not lit. I wonder why. I'm sure the person who lit the candles that day made a valiant attempt to make sure that candle was lit. I began to think about my own light for Christ. And I wondered, is my light shining brightly so others can see and know that I follow Jesus Christ and believe in him? Or is my light half lit, half shining? Any light is better than no light at all. Looking at the altar table, I really should have focused my attention on the altar candle that was light, was burning brightly. God's light was present in church that day. Whether or not the altar candles were lit or half lit, I believe God lights every star in the nighttime sky. Being available, being receptive to Jesus Christ will allow his light to shine through you and to shine through me. I think Jesus will shine as brightly through us as Jesus wants you and me to shine. The reason we put up so many lights outdoors during Christmas, or put up Christmas trees or have special displays, is because we believe Jesus is the light of the world. During winter, extra light is certainly a blessing during these long, dark nights. James Hewitt tells an old story, which many of you may already know. Grandfather George walked in the den one day and found his grandson jumping up and down in his playpen, crying loudly. When grandson Johnny saw his grandfather, he reached up his chubby little hands and said, "Out, Gramps, out." It's only natural for Grandfather George to begin to reach down to pick up his grandson. But when he started to do that, Johnny's mother happened to enter the den. And she says, "No, Johnny, you're being punished. You cannot get out of the playpen. You must stay in." Grandfather George was at a loss as to what to do. The child's tears and his outreached hands had reached deep into his heart. But his daughter's firmness in correcting her son must not be taken lightly. But love did find a way in this situation. Grandfather George could not take his grandson out of the playpen. So what did he do? Gingerly, he climbed into the playpen with his grandson, and he sat with him while he cried. This is why you and I have so many lights at Christmas. Jesus, the very light of the world, came down from heaven and climbed in with us. So enjoy, appreciate, value, treasure all the lights you see this Christmas season. Also, always take time to make sure your light for Jesus is shining as brightly as you can.